To idziemy robić quest główny, który jest gdzieś tu. Mamy jakąś szybką podróż po drodze? Mapa. Najbliższy punkt jest tu. A czemu? Tak. Ciekawe, czy zdążymy. 14. Wędrowiec. Zbadaj. Co tu za wędrowiec? Odkryłeś wypadek.
Help me, somebody. I can't go on.
What happened to you?
The farmer threw me out with my little girl. The bastard. He fathered it himself, and then got rid of us so his wife wouldn't scratch his eyes out. And I'm left with nothing but to beg here at the roadside. God have mercy on me.
Czy to jest
Can you
pułapka?
help me, sir? A little coin? They drive me from the village, but if I bring a groschen or two to the merchant, he'll surely sell me a little food.
Food? Let me see.
Mam zgniłą jeleninę.
What about this?
Thank you, sir. May God bless you.
No nie wiem. O kurde. Mogę dać jej kasę, w sumie teraz się źle czuję. Zabij? A, to jest ten herszt cały, o matko. Dobra, na razie tam nie idziemy, bo znowu się skończy tak, że nie będę miał miejsca w ekwipunku na stówę. Dzisiaj cały dzień mi mikser świszczy i syczy. Czemu codziennie musi mi się psuć inny podzespół? Wstrzymaj się. No co biega? O, wow, okej. Kuń! Wow. Okej. To jacyś bandyci, czy... O, nie, kolego, chodź tu, wracaj. Dobra, ten gość jest martwy. A którzy? Bo ja już nie wiem. Halo? To chyba był bandyta, ta. To jest wszystko. Zbroja. Jakiś upgrade? Przyłbica jest lepsza. Załóż. Okej. Dobra, może resztę już przejedźmy na bez szybkiej podróży, bo dosłownie nigdy tam nie dojedziemy. Nowe hasło w kodeksie. Krzyż pokutny. Nie, to jest problem mojego miksera. On ma czasami dostaje jakieś padaczki z odsłuchem, wiesz? I to po prostu Jak go przepinam do innego urządzenia, to jest wszystko ok. Znaczy, jak przepinam słuchawki do innego urządzenia, jest ok. Ten mikser już jest trochę stary. I tak w sumie nie dziwię, że już pada powoli. Będzie tak, nieważne co podłączę, każdy, wszystko syczy. Dobra, mam coś do jedzenia w ogóle. Bo jest tak średnio. Zjedzmy ten miód. Dobra, tutaj nad nami coś jest. Dobrze jadę? Prawie. Może jak daleko? Jeszcze trochę nam brakuje do pełnej zbroi płytowej. Powiedziałbym, że w cholerę. Ale jest coraz lepiej, jest coraz lepiej. Tutaj coś dzieje. Zbir. Rozmawiaj.
I am at your service, Sir Knight.
Co żeś uczynił?
You done? Did you kill him?
Me? What do you mean, me? It was you? You killed him!
I didn't kill anyone. The corpse was already lying there when I got here.
What the fuck, stary?
Shit, you're covered in his blood!
I like to get in a fight now and again, and I've got the blood to show for it. So what?
You? You look more likely to shit yourself and run. What are you doing here, nearby a corpse? Nearby a murder?
I'm looking for humans and killing any I find.
You? Not like... It was you, and the guards will see...
What the... Co?
Hey!
Słowa, którą... Ukradnij wszystko. Okej, mam to gdzieś. Najwyżej pójdziemy do ciupy. Ciało, nie żyje. Okej. Na konia. Była najdziwniejsza rozmowa. Straszny jestem Ludgoblin, wiem. Ja mam nadzieję, że nikt tego nie widział, bo to było dziwne mega. Ja dobrze jadę, chociaż... tak. Dowiedz się, gdzie mieszka kulawy bandyta. Na skraju mieszka rzekomo. Pewnie tu. Hopsasa. prosto w ścianę. Oho. No dobra. O, co tu się dzieje? Cześć, teoria chaosu.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
Co tu się dzieje?
If that's what you call nothing to see, I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Dużego gościa z pałą?
They say he had a limp.
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh,
Uuu.
or all that's left of him.
Udaje swoją śmierć gościu? Jaki plot twist? Wow! To jest on?
Sakra.
Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my
Udaje na
hands.
pewno.
Welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Dowiedz więcej o kulawym Luboszu.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
Another thing about Lubosh.
Okay.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now, and nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Okej. Ty?
Good day to you. What do you need?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I hadn't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with, relatives or friends?
He was a loner. We didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
That's all. Thank you.
Bardzo pomocni są. To ma jakieś imię.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa.
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
You could see at first glance he was no good. I kept well out of his way.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
There wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time, and then yesterday he turned up at the church and even talked to the parish priest. I never saw him do that before. Probably had a bad conscience.
Będzie pogadać z proboszczem. O, właśnie.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home. I didn't see him all day.
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this world.
That's all. Thank you.
Też wieczny Sherlock Holmes. No to jest druga sytuacja, w której tak rozwiązujemy jakąś zagadkę. Właściwie. Ogólnie naprawdę gra jest bardzo fajna. Cholernie ją polecam. Mogę tu wejść? O, wow. Głowa.
Lord above, they did a hell of a job on him. Must have been agony.
O.
No one heard anything.
No właśnie. Nie zabili go tutaj.
What's this? Looks like someone's hit him very hard on the head. Could they have bludgeoned him to death and then gutted him? That would explain why he didn't scream.
Tułów.
Lord above, they did a hell of a job on him. Must have been agony. How come no... Lord above, they did a hell of a job on him.
Czytaj.
An inscription in blood. It's a pity I don't know how to read. Looks like they wanted to give someone a warning. But who? And a bandit who knows how to write isn't something you see every day.
A no tak, bo my czytać nie potrafimy jeszcze. Ups. O kurde. Jakaś strawa? Dobra, pogadajmy z proboszczem. Naukę czytania, no właśnie, kurde, widzę, że coraz częściej to będzie potrzebne. Chyba, czy jesteśmy w okolicy? Jesteśmy w okolicy, ludzie. Nauki czytania. Więc, tak, prawdopodobnie. Dobra, gdzie jest proboszcz? Widać kościół gdzieś? Nie. Na górze gdzieś. Wow, na górę? Czekajcie, bo ja źle jadę. Oczywiście, że źle, typowe. Punkt szybkiej podróży, git. A jakieś krzyki były dziwne. To są kupy, to są kupy. Dobra, tutaj proboszcz. To jest proboszcz? O kurde. Jakiś paladyn. Ojciec Boguta.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa, investigating the
Templarius.
massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Czy część tych głosów nie była w pieprzonym Oblivionie?
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently.
Ten głos.
People like Lubos don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Może nie.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhoff was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know, and I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
Jak paździoch.
I'm bound by certain
Oczywiście.
vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are
Powiadał się.
laws of God above the laws of man, son, and one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Trzeba zrobić
Father,
wyjątek.
surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
Widziałem
Things
i
that
stępiłem
apply always, no matter
miecz, jak
what the
próbowałem
circumstances.
naostrzyć.
This is one of them.
O kurde. Już mu nie możesz zaszkodzić,
But
stary.
Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow that's a
Trzeba było, kurde,
cornerstone
wziąć
of the whole
ten-
church. If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted,
Szlachetność może.
consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians. Worse than the murderer escaping punishment.
No one escapes punishment.
O, stary, come on.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhoff raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening. In the tavern. Over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Spotkaj się z proboszczem wieczorem w karczmie. Okej. Ale oprócz tego... Odwiedź skrybę. O kurde. Żeby się nauczyć pisania. Ciekawe, ile to kosztuje. Jest. To jest jakiś rządca. Jest, skryba.
God be with you.
I'd like to learn to read.
You? You don't look like the makings of a priest or clerk. But why not? I've taught all sorts. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces. If indeed
Kilka
time
dni?
is of the essence.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start. No. He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor it here. May he follow his heart. Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on.
Ja właśnie, kurde, przespałem u niego cały dzień.
So, let's see you read a bit. There's a book
księgę?
here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through it.
Czytaj. Pewnego nadaje wieśniak idąc do gniazda gęsi. Gęś! O matko, tam, ajojo. Oh my god, naprawdę tak to zrobili? Kiedy je podniósł, okazało się ciężkie jak ołów, więc chciał je wyrzucić przez... Obmyślał, że od sztuczka czy żart, ale po chwili namysłu zabrał je do domu i wkrótce z zachwytem odkrył, że jajko było z czystego złota. Każdego ranka zdarzało się to samo i wkrótce stał się bogaczem, sprzedając jajka. Wraz z wzrostem jego bogactwa rosła także jego chciwość. Chcąc zdobyć całe złoto, które było w gęści naraz, zabił ją i otworzył. I nie znalazł tam jednak nic. Co za debil! Kurę! Złotą jaj... Przeczytałem chyba. O, shit. Już? Przeczytaliśmy?
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So tell me, what have you learned?
That being greedy doesn't pay.
Excellent. You're one of my most talented pupils. You've uncovered the meaning hidden in the letters. Like I told you, books are valuable. And the words that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read then?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now
Przeczytaj tekst po
move on to the
łacinie.
second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's no getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master the letters.
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to tackle Latin.
You're a clever lad. You'll manage.
Która jest godzina? Grze? 19. O której mieliśmy się spotkać z tym księdzem? Wieczorem, nie? O, stary, gdzie? A, dobrze chyba. To jest ta książka? Ta! Spiritu Sancti! Ja! Tak, to było bardzo pouczające. Przeczytałem
I read
stronę.
the page.
So tell me, Distrupule, what's written there?
O, fuck. Co jest to napisane? Nus, mus. Dwójka?
Nullus est liber tam malus, ut non lique parte prosit.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent. Well, there's nothing more I can teach you.
Git.
Congratulations. You can go and be ordained right away.
Thank you, Domine. I'm feeling a lot wiser.
Jej! O, mamy dodatki. Umiejętności, czytanie, kolega. Książki w kramie są tańsze. Mruk książkowy. Gdy trzeba 2 razy wolniej się męczyć, głodniejesz. Okej. Dobrze, tak. Git. Git, git, git. Okej, która jest godzina? Teraz tak, ja mam w koniu albo inne. O. Nałóż na konia, czytaj. O kurde. Więc teraz możemy czytać. O świętokupstwie. Symonii. Czy można papieża nazwać symonistą i sprzedawcą odpustów? O wojnach margrabiów. Ciągnąłem level w czytaniu. Nice. Reguła świętego Benedykta. O posłuszeństwie uczniów. Oh my god. Przypomina mi to Morrowind, gdzie próbowałem czytać książki, które znalazłem. Czy powieści, pieśni. Święty Wojciech. A najlepsze jest to, ludzie, że w Morrowindzie jak były te języki znaczy książki w języku Dedry, to można było to przetłumaczyć, bo to... A nie, czekajcie. Czy to było tak zrobione? W której to grze było? Było w jakiejś... W sumie nie jestem pewien, czy to było w Morrowindzie. Ale było tak, że był jakiś bełkot i jak się to... każda po prostu litera w tym bełkocie odpowiada literze normalnie z alfabetu. Więc można było odkodować rzeczy, tylko nie pamiętam, w której to grze było. Teraz możemy to sprzedać, bo to w ogóle... Sprzedajmy mu to. Civic zaczytać. Nie. Co ja nie pamiętam, czy to było w tej. Rozmawiaj z krybem. Mogę ci to sprzedać? O! Sprzedaj. Ile masz kasy? 200. Sprzedajmy mu wszystko. Masz koszyk. Targuj się. Do 100 dotargujmy się.
Let's have a word about the price.
Naturally.
Czy można sobie wołać z mod, wiesz? Za 100 spróbujmy.
Aye, for that amount I can be persuaded.
Okej. Pięknie. Może mi się mylą gry. Wiem, że była gra, prawdopodobnie to było RPG właśnie. Spotkaj się z proboszczem w karczmie. Gdzie jest kurde karczman? To jest ta sama babka?
Hey,
To jest tak, to jest ona. Jakiś kupiec.
Hey! Good health to you.
To mogę mu sprzedać, sprzedaj. Mogę mu Dobra. Wieśniak, rządca. Wieśniak, może rządca coś wie.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
Proboszcz użyć z niezwykłym ciemnym.
Parish priest here in Uzias. He's a peculiar sort of cleric. I noticed he's quite handy with a sword.
He is indeed. He's as hard as nails. More than once he's intervened in a brawl in the tavern and sat everyone on their asses. He's not to be taken lightly.
Gra mi się bardzo podoba. NPC-ów jest mało, ale w takich wioskach nie powinno być za dużo ludzi.
Send their youngest sons to study for the priesthood, and our parish priest has blue blood in him. He probably learned to fight at home before he went to university. That's how it goes with those aristocrats. But I heard something happened, and he was roving the world for a while. Don't know what he got up to though.
No to tyle. Odkryłem oberżę. O, jakaś dziewka. Miejsce do spania. W środku może jest? Piekarz. Konkubina Boguty? Wieśniaczka? Waldek. A, Waldka nie ma, no.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder.
Tak, nauczyliśmy się czytać.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Rzeczywiście nie ma dzieci.
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church. I was what?
Do you know what Lubosh...
I was coming from... He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened,
I wouldn't wonder.
Do you know anyone?
Not with anyone from the village.
Okay.
That's all. Thank you.
Aż czy możemy w czymś trenować? Ciekawe czym.
One ale over here, please.
Czy były romansy no, z tą Teresą, czy coś takiego?
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'll bring it right away.
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them.
Uh-oh.
It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujitz, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture.
One beer.
We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyo? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
You're just making excuses. The people who say the church is corrupt are right. You don't care about anyone, only your own comfort.
I'm sorry you see it that way. Really sorry. You've no idea how wrong.
Dokładnie o to mi chodziło, to chciałem, żebyś powiedział.
Priest tells his congregation. Where do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujitz isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And of course describing them in detail. The tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the Church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
O, świetnie.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticises the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Jest.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Mam nowy poziom w picie.
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj padną dziesnej smutek, do mnie loi rano utek, niech już małżeński majstak, do wczera żylne staje prak. Už se jí bojí svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě jí kůži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požerem si huby jako poslední den. Půjďme se bávy, ano rada slávy a tak vypal sudy a posaď.
Wciąż jest zajebistym.
Posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra je tu soudnej den. Tak nalej mi hned, ať točí se svět.
Niezgadane, rano się obudzimy bez niczego.
Enough of this.
Uh-oh.
Bailiff.
Hey, come on.
Come on over here. Sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Trzeciej
Well,
oni
nothing
się...
to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can ride is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
O kurwa.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
O nie, ale ja nie umiem się bić pięściami, ja muszę mieć miecz, o kuźwa mać, come on. Nauczyłeś się uniwersytety. Grześ... Oh my god. Nie umiem się bić pięściami. Szybkie ciosy. Dół, go, na górę. Po, pak, pyk. Kurde, jednak się umiem. What the fuck bić. O, pięknie. Leżysz, kurde. Teraz ty? O, mam nadzieję, że nie widzę twojego. Leżysz. Kurde, zostaw mojego zioma. Ała, nie, jak na kolanko. Teraz ty. No dawaj, dawaj. Proszę, prawy, dolny. Bekanie. Cel osiągnięty jest. Co się kuźwa dzieje?
I'd love to. And Henry too, I'm sure.
Co tu się dzieje?
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin, you're a buffoon.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Dobra, dzwonimy, budzimy wszystkich.
We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
Wstawać, kurde, trzecia już. O kurde, poszło.
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here.
O nie, nie każcie mi ubierać ekwipunku całego, nie pamiętam co miałem. O kurde. Banet.
Has mounted up. What do you say, Henry?
O hello!
Take a little ride of our own.
To się na pewno spodobało YouTube'owi. Oh my god. Co się odwala? Ten ksiądz jest genialny. Jestem goły, jestem goły. Rozmawiaj.
Jesus, look where you're going.
Sorry, Jezus Maria. Me. Me. Brr. Brr. To jest kurde dobre. Podoba mi się.
I have to say that was a fine evening.
Dobry. To był dobry kurde wieczór.
Godwin, you beast. Get up. Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards.
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you?
Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten? Where the fuck am I? What the fuck was it? Oh. Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me. I'd like to help you, but you can. You can do the sermon for me.
What?
Kazanie? No, więc to jest do końca.
I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there.
Oh, tak.
Henry, look. From what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
Oh. O kurde, mam jakieś perki do opicia. Dobra.
Well, all right. But I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubosh.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
Proszę nie szkolować mu bota w Tegad. Gra została zapisana. Idź, wygłoś karzanie w kościele zamiast ojca Boguty. W takich łachmanach? No idę.
Jesus, look where you're going.
Dobra. No dobra, jestem gotowy. Wszystko wiem. O kurde. O panie, co to za świeczka?
I thought he'd never show up. The swill pump.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait.
Look at him. Mother of God, any minute now he'll throw up.
Będzie wino. Krew. Krew Chrystusa.
I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
Okay.
Accepit panem in sanctas ad venerabiles a manus suas.
O, tak.
Hoc facite in meam commemorationem.
Wiatr się winka nie może napić.
Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
Now I'm curious which one of them will puke first.
Dobra, co tu będzie się działo?
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
Boy has a cheek.
Oh yeah.
Just as we are commanded to obey the priests in matters of virtue, so are we commanded to defy them face to face if they live contrary to God's commandments.
Hear that, Godwin?
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, enemies, injustice, hunger and chaos, failed harvests, fires, floods and other catastrophes. And it is all due to the corrupt servants of God who do not practice what they preach. They think sins can be washed away by money, and they sell indulgences, and that's bad. Because sins cannot be redeemed with silver.
Prague didn't do much for his confidence.
It is the custom of the gluttonous prelates and monks to preach against sin. But what do they know of us ordinary folk? Let us remember the marriage at Cana, where our Lord Jesus Christ himself feasted with the other guests and drank his fill. And when the wine was gone, he performed a miracle and created more. He, whose companions were poor travellers, simple folk, prostitutes and troublemakers, performed a miracle so the feast could continue.
Now that's the kind of sermon I like to hear.
No, brothers and sisters. Jesus did not condemn alcohol. Drink to lighten the cross you bear in this vale of tears, but not with such abandon that you cannot keep holy the Sabbath. For there should be moderation in all things, and it is not drinking itself that is sinful, but intemperance and beastly indulgence.
He's right.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates. Away with them.
We're fortunate to have our good Father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
God sees what is happening on earth, and he is filled with righteous wrath that those who should seek the salvation of souls instead seek mammon and the idle comfort of lucrative posts. Blessed are the shepherds who share the poverty of their flock, who are as one with you and bear with you the burden of this earthly pilgrimage, who do not condemn your venial sins.
Why? All honour to Godwin. Let him drink like one of us.
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
zrobiliśmy to.
The lad spoke well, considering what a soak he is.
He's right, that huss.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a silver
Glad he
tongue.
came here. I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague, and he told it nicely.
Zajebiste, kurde.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubosh tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now, slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you...
Well, now Lubosh came to me shortly after it happened. His conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out? Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhof.
That would explain something. Lubosh kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubosh killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko, Pius, Timmy.
Pius. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
To tyle? Koniec? To jest jego dzień pracy? What the fuck?
I could stop by and see her again.
No dobra. O, wow. Kurde, trzeba może... O matko, chyba mam kaca, tak by the way. Okej, co jest gane? Mówiło coś o Teresce. Pani do Tereski. Tereska jest... tutaj. Teraz godzina? 12. Coś mi się wydaje, żebyśmy zdążyli do niej. Znać innych zbiorów z... okej. Z Ledeczku. Zadanie rozpoczęte na tropie. O wow. Dobra, ja w każdym razie potrzebuję zrobić przerwę ludzką krótką, więc zaraz do was wrócę.